Broadcasting, now viewing your webcam.
Okay, good. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Southeast Missouri State University and our first College Week Live webcast. My name is Kevin Timlin. I am the Executive Director of International Education and Services here at the university. In this webinar, we will be talking in depth about the university with three of our students, actually two of our current students and one recent alum of our student. The students will be on stage here in a few seconds to introduce themselves, but I wanted to take this opportunity to just kind of introduce the university as well as Tara Browning, who is here with us. So Tara, if you would introduce yourself real quickly and say a little bit about yourself.
I'm Tara Browning, like Kevin said, and I work in the intensive English program here at Southeast. I've been here since 2012, but I also graduated with my undergrad and graduate degree from Southeast. So I know a lot about Southeast from the student perspective and from the employee perspective. And I work in the IEP, so I get to work with students from all over the world. And currently I'm working with the Office of International Education and Services on CollegeWeekLive. So now I get to talk to you guys. And I think that's probably about it for me.
So for this webinar, Tara and I will be off camera asking our students questions. So we thought it might be nice for you to understand who's asking the question. So if I can say a little bit more about the university before we get started. As Tara mentioned, we have an intensive English language program. We can do conditional admission for people who have not demonstrated their English proficiency for admission yet. So that program is CEA accredited, very high level intensive English program we're very, very proud of, very good preparation for those who need a little bit of English work before they begin their academic programs. For the university, we are a comprehensive master's level public university in the state of Missouri. We are about 1.5 to 2 hours drive south of the city of St. Louis, right on the shores of the Mississippi River. We live in a beautiful Midwestern, smaller community of about 40,000 people, but close enough to the city where it's easy to get away and you have access to a lot of different transportation and airports and big city types of things. As for the university, we have master's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and like I said, an intensive English language program. We have over 200 different courses to study from. Those are not all majors, but about 80% of our students are in the undergraduate field. So we have 5 different colleges with academic programs, bachelor's degree, master's degree. We have all kinds of technology programs. We have an AACSB accredited business program. We have performing arts, we have liberal arts, we have sciences, agriculture, and a lot of different things. So you can always go and check out our College Week Live site or our www.cmo.edu website to see some more about the different programs that we have. But as I mentioned, we have about 12,000 total students at the university, and we have right now under 1,000 international students from, I believe, 52 different countries. So we're very well represented internationally. The campus, the courses, the city are a good, safe, and welcome place for international students. And I guess at this point, now that I've given you a little bit of an introduction to the university, I'll have our students come up here and our alum come up here, and Tara and I will exit, and we will start having them explain their experiences here and more about the university. So. Please. So if we could, maybe we'll start with Nelson. If you would just introduce yourself, tell us about where you're from, tell us about what you studied here or what you're currently studying, and maybe just to start things off, what is your favorite thing about Southeast?
Good. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Nelson Gishengo Mwangi. I am from Nairobi, Kenya. I used to study here in Southeast Missouri State University. I studied 2 majors. The first one was Human Resources Management. The second one was Economics, just to show you the different things Southeast can have for you. I was able to study 2 majors in a period of about 5 years. So that's something I'm pretty happy about. Let's see what else. The thing that I like most about Southeast is the people. I believe a place is as good as the people. You can be, Beverly Hills or LA or Hollywood, but if the people that are there are not people you get along with, the place is not going to be as good. And despite you living in a palace or wherever it is, if the people there are not, you don't get along with the people, it's not going to be a very fun experience. So just kind of sum it up, Southeast, the people, the community is very helping. That's why I like being here. So thank you.
Well, hello there, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is out there where you are. My name is Ruchika Sharma, and I am a sophomore over here, which means I'm in my second year of school, and I'm double majoring in public relations and French, which is an opportunity that you do not get very often in schools outside of the United States, and so I'm glad that SEMA has given me the opportunity to major into my favorite areas of study. One of my favorite things about Southeast Missouri would be the fact that, like Nelson mentioned, is that the people is what makes it what it is. It might be a small town, but SEMO brings so much life to it, and I think that's something that I truly enjoy and has been a major factor of me liking this place. And so I think that's what makes me feel very comfortable and doesn't really make me miss big cities very much, because we have people from all over the world over here, and I think that's what makes SEMO what it is. So yeah.
Hello. I'm not going to say good morning or good afternoon because I don't know either. I am Nando Lopes. I am from Sao Paulo, Brazil. I have been here for 2.5 years. I first came in the spring of 2015, and I am a BFA in musical theater. My favorite thing about SEMO is that we have a campus that is dedicated to the arts. It's called the River Campus, and we have beautiful facilities. And I love how we are able to go into the studio 24/7. We get our practice cards, and we can choose from more than 25 practice rooms, as well as 2 dance studios. One of them overlooks the Mississippi River. It's beautiful to be dancing, to see the sun rise. If you're that kind of person who likes late night practicing. Also, our theater, the Vidal. I am originally from Sao Paulo, which is a big city in Brazil, and I was really surprised to see how big and how well equipped our theater is here at Southeast. So that's my favorite thing. Oh, and also the puppies, when we get them, they're the best.
The puppies?
Yes, because the Humane Society sometimes brings
Puppies.
Yeah.
Puppies, something like that.
In our show, sometimes they feature dogs, so it's a way of promoting adoption.
Mm-hmm.
So, and people like me who cannot, since I'm an international student, I don't know if I'm going to be able to bring the puppy back to Brazil. So it's my way of having a dog without actually having a dog.
I see.
That's nice. Do they do that on finals week too? Is that right?
Oh yeah, that's
Helps
good.
relieve
Stress buster.
stress.
It's really good. Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, so our first question, what brought you to Southeast specifically?
I don't mind. I can go first. Well, one of the reasons that brought me to Southeast specifically was that, well, who would have known? I don't know if I mentioned earlier. I'm sorry. I'm from India, New Delhi. And so having come all the way from there, all across the world, coming to Southeast Missouri, I would not have imagined to have ever done that, but I did, and I'm so glad about that. A major driving factor for me was the fact that I got a really good scholarship over here, so that was first thing to begin with. And I wanted to go to a place where not necessarily like my whole idea of picking a school was not necessarily going to be in a big city. It was more about the program that I was going to study, and I was really keen on being a PR major, that's public relations. And so SEMO happens to be out of the 120 accredited universities for my program. SEMO happens to be one of those, which is a big deal because it's 120 schools all across the U.S., and SEMO happens to be only one of those schools that has my accredited program. So that's another major factor. And then I also have family in St. Louis, which is just an hour and a half drive away from here. So that kind of makes it good for me to visit them every now and then. So yeah, I was definitely apprehensive at first coming over here because New Delhi being such a big city and coming to Cape Girardeau, I was really apprehensive. But all my apprehensions were gone within the very first week of me getting over here. I got through very easy. Everyone is so welcoming, and that's the best thing about SEMO, that, you know, it's a small place, it's so familiar, you know everybody. So I guess it felt like home within the first week of me coming here. So yeah, I'm glad I did.
College of Business. College of Business. Listen, it's accredited. It's very affordable. It's well known. The teachers are incredible. The professors are people who have been outside the real life experience, and they give you an opportunity to go outside and practice your skills in a real life experience. So, for example, recently some of my friends who are still in school after they graduated, they went for a competition, case competition, and they beat the regional school like Mizzou, they beat WashU. I mean, they will have a chance to win money. So, College of Business, affordable, and the professors are incredible. It's not just the professors that come in class, teach you theory, they actually give you a chance to go out there. Your professors are almost like your peers, where you can talk to them and they can help you get experiences. And once again, there are people who have been in the real world, people who used to work for big companies, big corporations. So that means things like internships, and then teaching you the real world experiences that you need once you get out of school. So, College of Business.
My story is a little bit different in the sense that it goes all the way to Scotland. When I first started looking at schools in the United States, I asked for one of my voice teachers, who's actually from Wales, about the American educational system, because I wasn't going through an agent through my application. So I talked to her, and then she referred me to Bart Williams, who is a professor at the Conservatory of Theater and Dance. And we started talking, and then basically I had never heard about SEMO at that point, but then he showed me a preview, because at the time they were doing Legally Blonde, and I was blown away by the quality of the actors, of the set, and the affordability was the perfect package.
Yeah.
I could not believe that I was going to get that at that price.
Right.
And I was sold. And he's my advisor now, and like he said, I see him every day, and we treat each other on a first name basis. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's really interesting because, you know, as all three of you mentioned, it was something about your academic program that attracted you to here. And what a lot of people around the world, they look at world rankings, and they look at, you know, are you a top 100 school, or are you, like, what is your ranking? When in reality, even though a school like SEMO doesn't have world ranking, we have incredibly top-notch individual programs with high-quality instruction and instructors and things like that. So I'm glad you were all kind of able to point that out in your own way. So, you know, the public relations is one of 100 and how many accredited? Right, and the AACSB with the business program, performing arts with this unbelievable campus and state-of-the-art things. Yeah.
There's also something else. We have incredible guest artists. Last year, we had, oh God, now I'm blanking her name. But anyway, this Saturday, we have Arvinder Robinson, who has been in Hairspray, Shuffle Along, and now he's in transit. He's coming for a master class this Saturday, and it's open to all of us at the River campus. And he's a Broadway actor. He's a working actor, and you would not expect that at a smaller city that has not appeared in a world ranking, but those statistics do not necessarily reflect what we offer.
And I think you put it very well, that we offer a very nice blend of high-quality academics at an affordable price, that if you had the same level of instruction and facilities in a bigger city, the tuition would be 4 times as much. Yeah.
In addition to that, talking to one of my professors, his name is Dr. Lee Redmond, he made me understand that if you go to a bigger city, or, you know, I guess the bigger schools you want to refer to, they may have good professors and instructors, but most of the time those professors will be there once a week or 2 times a month, maybe mostly with teaching assistants in a class of 70 people. As far as I'm concerned, in the business school, you deal with the same professors every day, a very highly qualified professor who's working the real life experiences. So as far as like business is concerned, small class of about 25, 60 might be an extremely good group, but normally 25 is the class that we are going to. So just imagine, you get to see the same professor every week, no teaching assistant. You can go to the professor, you have the office hours, a small class where you can be able to interact with the professor. So, and that's something I can say that I was able to graduate, and it's not something that kind of, as I went by, the classes got big or small, they were pretty consistent through my whole undergrad, and I was able to graduate.
So we've covered a little bit of the academics. One of the things that I think we do really well as a university is develop student leaders. Tell me about your opportunities to get involved on campus, to be involved in the community, and to develop yourself as a leader.
I can go fast. I can go back a little bit, backtrack. When I came here in Southeast Missouri State University, all I thought was getting straight A's and being able to cover my school fees, and that's all I knew. But then I learned real quick that you have to, it's not just about the going to class. It's more than that. There's, don't let your education take you away from your knowledge. And so I found different ways to get involved. You have first year leadership programs, and after that you can go to the next team, things like Imagine Leaders. So there's a lot of involvement activities. So just kind of sum you up, I work in campus life, and we have over 180 registered student organizations. Even you yourself, you're from Africa, and maybe you like long distance, maybe from Kenya, and you want to create your own long distance club. You can go and do that, and you learn different leadership skills because you'll be exposed to like managing the organization, having a treasurer, all that kind of stuff, having funds that you can get from the school to go to different track meets. So all I'm saying is that whenever you come here, you can't just go to class, you can get involved, and there is also opportunities to get involved. And if you don't see something that you may not like, you are more than welcome to create something that you are involved and you like, and just run away with it. So yeah.
To take away from there, what I would say is that SEMO is a place that, no matter what, you might think it's a small school, but irrespective of that, it has just the equal amount, the equivalent amount of opportunities as you would get at any other big school, irrespective of the ranking or anything. SEMO has an equal amount of opportunities. I think that is what makes it what it is, because not at a single point thus far have I felt like, I wish that I was in a bigger school, because I don't think I would have heard about this competition if I hadn't been there or whatever. But over here, I feel like I've had plenty of opportunities to grow for myself and get leadership opportunities. To state a few, there are opportunities for from the very first year you get here as a freshman. There's a first year leadership program like you mentioned. I did that. You go on to the emerging leader session, and once that's through, you have the academic level.
PLA.
Yeah, PLA, presidential level, yeah. So it's really brilliant. There's so many opportunities beginning from the very first day you're here. It's just about you, if you're ready to take up those opportunities, and I definitely suggest and highly encourage that you do, because it's not just about your classes over here. You need to be a well-rounded person, and that's only going to come through if you get involved. And SEMO gives you plenty of opportunities to get involved. There's the Greek Life that I'm a part of as well over here. They're very welcoming to international students. It's not that you have to be a domestic student to be a part of the Greek Life. Those are just stereotypes that you come across, but I myself am involved in the Greek Life, so that's brilliant. And then we have the International Student Association over here, which is over 1,500 students strong. I'm a part of that as well, and it's welcoming to everybody again. You do not have to have any prior experience to coming here, because you can work on yourself while you're at school over here. So I think that's a brilliant opportunity as well. And more than that, there are plenty of things over here. If you want to start your own organization, you're more than welcome to do that. All you need is 5 students or more, but a minimum of 5 students, and you can start your own organization. So if you're into say video games or something something particular, and you never know, you might find 3-4 other students who are into it as well, and there you go, you've started a new organization for yourself, and you never know how it expands down the line. So there are plenty of opportunities. You can make what it is. It's just, it just depends on how you make it, what you want your experience to be, but definitely you need to get yourself involved to get wherever you want to be in life, and you mix it up with academics and co-curricular aspects.
And just to kind of expand on that, so you said that any group with 5 people can create their own student organization. What exactly does that mean? What does that give them access to in terms of resources and support?
They get support. You can get your own advisor as well who can kind of guide you through with your organization. There's probably the campus slides that helps you out with that. They kind of help you follow through with like the processing work of like making it official that you have this organization on campus and kind of staying through with like
funds.
Exactly.
You can get funds. You can get funding. So for example, you want to go. For example, I'll just use Kenya. You like to run, and you need to go to a track meet, and you don't have funds. You can apply for different funding to go to different places. You don't have to have a room, so you'll not be using it in your own house. There's the university center where you can reserve different rooms. Different rooms like hold about 350 people, so you can hold that. All kind of resources that you can be able to get help from here. So
you can get plenty of help. Whatever help you require, it's all accessible over here. And so I think that's great. That opportunity is really good. So
And for my performing arts people, at the River campus we have our UDU, which is University Dancers United, and we have support from the university to go attend both state and national competitions. The university provides us with transportation, food, and we also have Black Mask, which is a theater honors program where we basically welcome people coming into the program. We have our masquerade every semester, we have our picnics, and we have our little awards at the end of the semester. Let's say that we have a freshman who really stood out for, Miss Congeniality. We have those kinds of awards too. And we even have things, like she said, if you're into video games or puzzles or whatnot, we have like D&D organizations. We have nights for those who enjoy that too. So, and we also have a way of putting together your abilities with your academics with other organizations. For example, I am a musical theater major, and my strongest skill out of singing, dancing, and acting is tap dance. And this Friday we have Brazilian night, and they invited me because A, I'm from Brazil, B, I also tap. They invited me to tap to live samba that we're going to have at a local church who's being really generous hosting the event for us. So there's so much that you can get into, even if you're not necessarily a performing major, you can be part of that. And I think Greek Life also has performing things. I have a friend.
Like Greek Week and all? Are you talking about that?
Yeah, because I have a friend who is rehearsing.
Oh, there's a Greek thing you're talking about. That's an event during Greek Week that we have. That's happening this Saturday. Yeah. So there's plenty that goes on, basically. There's plenty of opportunities that go on. Like the students just recently went to Washington, D.C. for the CSIS program, which is brilliant. So, students are going places. It doesn't matter.
Just to let you know, CSIS is a big think tank in Washington, D.C. And out of the whole United States, Southeast Missouri State University is the only university allowed to go there. Stanford tried to go there. They were told no. Their contract was told no, so that Southeast Missouri State University can continue happening. So just because we say the small school doesn't mean small school, there's a lot of big things that happen in Southeast.
Well, I think, to kind of summarize some of the things that you're talking about, one thing that I say about the university is we give a real-world education. That when I'm out recruiting, people ask, okay, will this help me get a job? Will this help me get a job? Well, any degree is usually the requirement for a job, and everybody has that same requirement. But from what I hear you all saying is you have lots of opportunities to develop your leadership, your competencies. You get relationships with faculty members for good letters of recommendation, and you build your resume in addition to your academic skills and things while you're here. Is that how you would kind of characterize your experience?
Yeah, it doesn't limit you by any means. Like being in Cape Girardeau doesn't limit you. Being in SEMO does not limit you, you know. It's not far away. You can make whatever you want out of your opportunity experience over here. And that's what I've been trying to do since my very first day over here, that irrespective of the fact that I might be in the Midwest or anything like that has never been like a barrier by any means. Like it's always been a good thing because while I'm over here in a smaller city, it's affordable, so everything is good for me. At the same time, I'm still able to go to places and avail all these opportunities that are given to us on campus. So SEMO is, you know, it gives you a fair chance to do everything that any other school would probably do. So that's great.
Good. Good.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit more about campus events and maybe kind of what's your preference? What do you like? What's your favorite?
Puppies.
That's hard.
There's a lot.
I know, Nando already talked about the puppies. There's a lot of campus events.
There's a lot.
Well, I can start off and say that as a part of being with the International Student Association, we organize plenty of events throughout the year, especially to make the international students feel more you know, at home and get a feel of like the American experience while also bridging the gap between international and domestic students, giving them a chance to like be together in a more fun and social setting. We organize events like prom, which is something that is not very common for most international students. Every year we have a really good turnout of about more than 350 students show up, so that's really good, really fun. And then we also have Halloween that we organize for the students. So all of these big scale events we organize just to keep the international students more involved, you know, give them a chance to like, you know, let loose during the weekends, you know, after school and things like that, while also it's on campus, so, you know, it's safe for them, it's, you know, it's not inconvenient by any means for anyone. So yeah, it's a great time. All of these students love coming out for all these events, so we try to give them as many opportunities as possible to kind of you know, just get involved with other students, get a chance to meet new people, and you know, socialize. I think that's a great way that we, as part of the International Student Association, try to get them to you know, meet with other domestic students as well. And it's really fun, all of these events, I'd say. So yeah.
Just to add on to that, all of that while you're having delicious and free food
Yeah,
from your
for free.
study.
All this is for free. We do this. Yeah, we do all of this for the students, and it's all free, and it's open to everybody, so it turns out to be really great. So why not? Free events, free food, all the students want to go for that.
I mean, yeah, different organizations, you know, we have different cultural organizations, you know, we have like African Association, we have Brazilian Student Association, we have Indian Association. You definitely have somewhere to belong. But for me, something else I can add, since I work in campus life, I think the most kind of popular thing that happens there, or if not one of the popular things, is the speaker series. So the speaker series is a series of about 6 different speakers that come in Southeast per year. So for example, previously we had people like John Legend, all that kind of stuff. So you have
Julian Michaels.
Yes, Julian Michaels. You know, you have people who are like, you know, who surviving like the Boston attack. You know, come and give inspirational spirit speeches. Nicholas Sparks, who wrote all the romantic movies. You guys, people like romantic movies out there. You know, people like The Notebook, all that kind of stuff. You know, big coaches of big teams. Like, if you come here a lot about baseball, like the previous St. Louis Cardinals coach came here. You know, people who've gone to the NFL and like Cut One and stuff like that. So the point that I'm trying to go to is that, you know, we're out there back home in Kenya and everywhere, and you know, we get a big celebrity come there, you know, they have to come to us, and, you know, and then we have to still go and try to access them. Here you have the school giving you an opportunity to see and listen to these big names that come to Southeast, and you go in there for free, you know, and the students even have an opportunity to kind of vote on who they would like to come, and then based on their availability and their cost, they can come. So all that kind of stuff. So I saw, I think, on the poll this year, they have someone like Shaquille O'Neal on the poll, and then if things go right and everything works out perfect, maybe he can come. So all these different kind of events, all of them, most of them, if not all of them, are free. So yeah.
And we also have like movie nights, and we have prizes. We have karaoke at Towers, and Towers is one of our residence halls. I'm sorry, but I always keep bringing it back to the performing arts. Yeah, it's. Oh, also, finals week we have, other than the puppies, of course, we have free massages, which are welcome.
And there's athletic events, you know, like we have different athletic events, volleyball, American football, we have women's soccer, we have basketball, and all of those, and like bigger schools or like other schools, you don't have to pay. These are completely free with your student IDs compared to other schools where you have to pay regardless of being a student. So yeah.
Okay, a little bit of a more challenging question. In this day and age, there is a perception around the world of people from other countries in the United States maybe not being welcome or maybe not being safe. Could you say something about how you feel in regards to being an international student in the community, at the university, and just your experiences and your thoughts on that topic? And be honest, you know.
Yeah. Like, honestly, even before the turmoil started, I have never had any kind of problems with anybody at the university or in the community. Quite the contrary, I have people who are really curious to know about how Brazil is and how I feel adapting to a different country, a smaller city, a different culture. But I also have people who just really treat me as a person and not just a nationality.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have at the River campus we have me from Brazil, a guy from Switzerland, I got a girl from China, and 3 people from Japan. So there is not a whole lot of international students in the performing arts. However, we are not treated any differently, which is a great thing if you can speak the language, but it's very, I appreciate the fact that they don't treat us differently, they don't water things down, expecting us not to get it. They don't give us special treatment, which is awesome, because for me that's the best way to prove that you welcome somebody is by not singling them out.
Yeah.
So that has been my experience.
Well, yeah, taking off from what Nader said is that there's more curiosity out over here than like, oh no, you know, like this person's from somewhere else, we're just not going to talk to them, they're not like us kind of thing. Over here, people are so much more intrigued and they want to know more about you, and that's the good part. Like there's so many international students over here, and so we have, at all these cultural events that we organize, we have such a big turnout, not just from within the from within the international community, but also from with the domestic students. They want to know more about it. They actually genuinely enjoy and like look forward to these events, you know. And I've had so many of them personally come up to me and go like, oh hey, so when is, you know, your event coming up, or when are you organizing prom or something like that, or when is, you know, Indian night coming up? Like they want to go for all of these, and the best part is that they even sometimes dress up in your traditional clothes that you go for at these events. So I think that's really touching and something that you wouldn't see at most other schools. So I guess like it's really a two-way process, and that's really good over here. The fact that they all are so they want to know more about you. They're not about singling you out by any means. And like I mentioned earlier, the stereotype of you know, internationals being part of sororities and Greek life and fraternities and things like that, that has definitely not been true. I have seen so many other international students besides myself be a part of the Greek life as well. So basically, you get what you give. I mean, it's all about hard work. It's not really about like, okay, where are you coming from? What do you look like? It's really about proving yourself. If you have the capabilities, why not? Like everybody stands an equal chance over here. Our president himself, he's Mexican, well, from Mexico technically. He's not an American citizen. But I mean, you know, seeing that itself, you can understand that everyone is so welcoming to him. Dr. Vargas is like a celebrity out over here in Southeast Missouri, in all of Cape Girardeau, I'd say. So I think like taking from there the fact that even our president is technically international, I think that just shows about the diversity here that we have at Southeast Missouri, and I think that's brilliant considering our school's strength. I think that's really good and how welcoming everyone has been thus far during my stay here. So yeah.
For me, I can say like being from a different country was what helped me get along actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was my strength, especially at the beginning.
You get a story.
Yeah, because you also like,
Yeah.
if somebody can have a conversation with you, it's as simple as like, oh yeah, where are you from? Tell me about where you're from. You have something different.
Yeah.
And, that different is supposed to bring you together in terms of like them not having to use Google anymore. So I think for me, especially when I came, being one of the few Kenyans was a real strength for me because I had something to share, guarantee, every single time. Compared to somebody from me talking to somebody from Kenya, I'll be like, hey, like there's so many. Yes, we can talk about where you're from and stuff like that, but there's not going to be a form of like wow, So for me, I could get a wow from them, and they could get a wow from me, and you get a chance to meet, you can almost repeat the same conversation every single time and get a wow,
And they're amused by you.
Yeah, but you can't get a wow if you're like back home in Kenya, Obviously, there's no perfect place, you're always going to hear positive and negative of place, But just like, and I'll talk about Africa, just like the way sometimes you hear like bad things happen in Africa, sometimes it's because it's a story and that's what the media wants to sell. So just because that's what is said in the US and that's what the media wants to sell, don't trust it, just come over here, and I think it's a good experience. So just because from a different country, I think you should see that as a strong point, in my opinion. So
for sure, yeah.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite dining hall?
I'll go for towers. I'll just go. I like towers for some reason. For me, it's because it's obviously it's a buffet, so I never had a buffet much until I came here. So you pretty much swipe your student ID, and then you walk in, and then you eat everything you want. So
if you have a meal plan,
yes,
you have to have a meal plan.
That's good.
You leave on campus, but you walk in. Meal plan, you swipe it, you walk in there, you eat everything you want. You can play around with salads, you can play around with pizza, you can play around with whatever they have, So you can eat everything you want there. I don't have to worry about how much does this cost, do I have change. It's only there and eat all you want.
Yeah, meal plans definitely help. I enjoy eating at the University Center, the dining hall that they have there, which is called the Red Heart Market, I believe. But yeah, that is really good. They've got plenty of food options over there. We have places like Panda Express, which serves Chinese food, and then you've got Sono, which has Mexican food over there. Chick-fil-A. You've got your burgers and fries there. You've got your salad stations. You've got plenty of opportunities for the healthy and the not so healthy food eaters. But yeah, I definitely enjoy going there just because of the variety of options that are there. So that's really good. Yeah.
I have to agree with Nelson. I'm going to go with Towers. I don't have a meal plan, but you can also swipe your credit card or debit card and you pay an amount.
Yeah.
And then you also get your buffet, and there's so much to choose from. If you're a vegetarian, we have vegetarian options. If you want to be on the healthier side if you're an athletic person, or if you just want to splurge, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so much to choose from.
Easy questions from me.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. We've probably got about like 5 or 10 more minutes. Kind of back to the idea of people are questioning whether they should come to the U.S. for higher education. How would your experience be different if you had chosen to stay in your country to do your education? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like the opportunities that you've had here compared to maybe what you would have had. And I realize you didn't go to university in your home country, but just kind of your perceptions on the difference if I was choosing, like, should I stay or should I go?
Personally, for me, I don't think I'll be the same person. Here you have different opportunities to grow, which get you comfortable, and I believe if you're comfortable, you're not growing, you know. So for me, I think it was back home or just like, you know, probably hanging out at my mom's place, just doing the bare minimum to survive, you know. Here it kind of throws me off. I'm more confident, you know, I can do things, you know, you kind of get this mentality of you can do anything you want, you know. And I feel as if I was back home, I would be so relaxed and, you know, just doing the normal, and this is just me personally speaking, that I will not be feeling confident. Now, whenever I feel as if I would like to do something and that's what I want to do, it's a matter of waking up and knowing I can do it, because you get chances whenever you're still younger in college to be able to practice things with and fail and still be fine. So, for example, you don't have to wait until you're graduated to go and run a business. Here, you're given an opportunity to get money from student government. Doesn't mean mess up with the money, but means that you have a chance to go and manage a budget, you know, probably about $1,500 or $2,000. If that's like from Kenya, that might be like probably like 200,000 Kenyan shillings. So you can be able to play around with that money and see how to use it and be comfortable, how to go buy things, you know, and do refunds and stuff like that. So it gave me an opportunity to get comfortable, not comfortable, but confident at such a younger age compared to if I was back home. I had to wait until I graduate and then start doing things at such a high risk in such a high place where you're held responsible for what you do. So.
Yes, definitely. You know, if I had gone to school back home, it wouldn't have taken me out of my comfort zone, like Nelson mentioned, and that is a big deal. That you know, you need to learn to grow, to become independent at some point in your life, and that's something I wouldn't have necessarily gained the independence and the variety of opportunities that I've been able to, you know, avail by coming over here. Having said that, the school system is very different back home as well. Over here, like I mentioned, double majoring, that would not have been a possibility if I was back home. And also specializing, like I could have simply been a mass comm major back home, but over here I get to specialize within mass comm. Was it, you know, journalism I wanted to do, or advertising or PR, and I wanted to do PR. So that's something I could focus on within my undergrad itself and not have to wait until my master's to actually specialize in PR. So I feel like those are a variety of options, and you can double, triple major also if you want to. So those are things that you could do whatever you want, basically. It's about you making the best out of your time that you have over here. Within the 4 or 5 years of duration of time that you're here, you could get 3 degrees instead of graduating with just 1. So I mean, it's really, I think these are the kind of small differences that count and make so much of a difference. As compared to if I had gone to school back home. It would have been easier, it would have been convenient, but I feel at some point in your life you need to step out of that zone, that comfort zone of yours, and you know, your parents might have apprehensions that, oh no, if I'm going to send my child so far away, you know, I'm never going to be able to see them, or I can't keep an eye on what they're doing, but you slowly learn to grow by yourself and kind of work on yourself, and you realize the importance of actually being dedicated and being responsible and accountable for your actions. And I feel this whole real life experience is what eventually shapes you up into being so much more prepared for the future. And so that's why I would highly encourage, you know, getting out of your comfort zone and, you know, going across seas, getting to meet different people, learn new things, and kind of build yourself from there. So yeah.
And from the performing side of things, for singing, like big names in Brazil in musical theater, like Silvia Pinho, Marconi, etc. Every time that you go to a master class, they always teach you to sing something in English first because of the placement. Because when it comes to vocal technique, we always talk about speech level singing, Estel, things that were based in America or Italian vowels. And so being here, you hear the people with different accents and different placements, and you learn to play with that. And also, like she was saying, here you can study what you want. As opposed to in Brazil, we don't have a musical theater degree per se. Yeah. You would have to pay a lot more money to have your acting class, your singing, your dancing, put all of that together. Yeah. Whereas here, I can choose if I want to do the core curriculum, but also take more classes in directing or performing arts management.
Customize it the way you want, work around things the way you like. So that's flexibility is good.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to ask one more question. Before I do, I would invite anybody who is watching this webinar live, if they want to type in some questions for our 3 students, you may do that now. So my last question. This is being recorded. We're going to put it on our website. College Week Live will have it on their website. People can watch it for years and years and years to come. Your names are on the screen here. If I Googled your name in 20 years, what will the Wikipedia entry say about what you're doing in 20 years? Where will we be able to find you?
Helping less fortunate children back in Africa get an education, and hopefully they can experience like what I was able to experience, and hopefully even the U.S.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Oh, that one.
Do you want to go next? I can't top that off.
I was applause. No.
Yeah.
Well, in 20 years.
It's a long time.
Yes.
I'll be 32. Wow.
You're 12?
Oh, wait, no. There we go. That's why I'm not imagining 22. That's too far away. Good.
Well, for me, I guess I want to say that I want to have experience in not only Brazil and the U.S., but like London and places that are big for the musical theater scene. And I would also love to have traveled the world doing some sort of cruise ship and working for Disney and maybe voice acting too. There are so many things that I want in 20 years.
I know, right?
That I'm afraid to just say for the record, I want an Oscar.
And a Tony.
And so,
Wow. Well, I would definitely want to be involved with the PR world. So basically be a PR professional, hopefully running my own little company. And yeah, I think that's the plan as of now. And yeah, definitely be in the U.S. if things go smoothly. And I would love to be around here. So yeah, that's what I'm
And do you think SEMO has helped you to get to where that may be?
Yeah, I'm more. I think the biggest thing for me, once again, I feel I'm more confident because, it's just like, for example, you being around a parent or a family or a group of friends that don't believe in you, so you doubt yourself. But SEMO, also this Missouri State University, giving you all these opportunities where you're constantly like getting small achievements. You get over time, you get that kind of confidence because you have a chance to make the small mistakes, as I said before, by getting involved. So you see like, wow, we just did that event, so that happened. We can do it, It was very hard before, but now, as they say, it always seems impossible until it's done, but now it's done. It was tough, but it feels good. So at the same time, if I want to accomplish my goals, I don't know how I'm going to get there. First, I need to, get myself better, find ways to kind of facilitate these things I want to do, but I know I can do it and I have the confidence. I just don't need to 100% guarantee how I'm going to do it, but at least I have the confidence that knowing it's going to work out. Just like whenever you plan something here, you don't know how many people are going to come, or you don't know how many, if it's going to even work out, you don't even what's the weather forecast, but you're doing it, you have the confidence because you've been able to go through that, and so that can multiply with time based on these experiences I've had here.
And also going back to what you said about being treated as peers, your professors really do care. When you have an interview or a conference, they're always communicating with you, texting, emailing you. If you have something to present, if you make an appointment with them, they're more than happy to help you and kind of coach you on your material. And I'm assuming that that's also the case in other areas. So, yeah, I feel very supported, and that is one of the reasons why I feel like I am being enabled to do what I want to do.
Yeah, I think bouncing off that as well, everyone is so approachable over here. I think that's what makes things so much more easier for the students. The student-professor relationship and bond that they have is really good. Because of the small classes that we have, everything is so much more personalized, and I feel that really helps that personal touch, and that's what helps with the students because the professors are willing to go out of their way to help the students, do as much as they can to make sure that the students have got what they need. So I feel that going that extra mile helping the students really helps eventually in the long run, and so that's what I'd say. That personal touch is what definitely helps the most.
Well, great. Well, we are out of time for the webinar. Thank you very, very much each for sharing your stories and your experiences, and thank you for everything you do for our campus and community. I tried to make sure that people are aware, too, that we expect our international students to share. That I think one of the things that we as an office try to do is make sure that you have opportunities to share and be part of the community and give other people here awareness and cultural competencies and things like that. And you three are all exemplary in that manner. So thank you all very much for sharing.
Thanks for your guys' support
Thank
too.
you, yeah.
Yep. And for those out there in webinar world, you can always contact us at www.semo.edu. That is our website, and we're always happy to talk. We hope to see you here in the future.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Have a great